Do you have a feeling deep down inside that you need to start giving some work to some of your other employees or team members, but you are finding yourself being a little bit resistant because you're like concerned whether or not they'll be able to handle the task and you kind of feel like you need to maintain control? Stay tuned for this video because in it, we are going to talk about how to let go. If you don't know me already, I am Barika from Simply Unique Coaching, and I have been leading for more than 15 years, and I've led more than 18 teams. I'm actually leading a new team now, and I am going to be going through this whole process of delegating to an upcoming team. And so in today's video, we are going to talk about ways that we can learn to let go and to delegate tasks to others. And the interesting thing I find is that in this season, I'm finding it a little bit harder to delegate, which normally I don't, but it's because I built my business from the ground up. And so I know all the blood, sweat, and tears that it took to build this business. And it's been up and running for about 2 years now. And so handing some of those reins over to someone who could potentially not do what I need to be done is like a little bit scary. But guess what? I know that if I want to continue to grow and to continue to see success in my business, I need to learn to let go. So in this video, we're going to talk about what I normally do when it comes down to delegating and how to delegate and to learn to let go. Okay, so typically when it comes down to delegating, one of the first things that I do is I look at, is it a part of their job description? If it's a main part of their job description as to why they were hired, then I am expecting them to be able to do it. Now, the only time that I will have a little bit of flexibility with it is if they are actually brand new and they're being trained. That's one thing where, okay, we have to have flexibility because everyone has to learn. No one knows everything the first time that they're doing it, right? So I will grant them some flexibility when they are learning their job. But once they get to the point where they should know it or they have learned it, then I'm expecting them to perform it unless something major happens. So those are the tasks that definitely should continue unless you have an employee who is starting to feel overwhelmed because the workload is just too heavy. Then we need to maybe look at taking some things off their plate and maybe giving it to another team member or even hiring another team member. So typically that's the first thing I do when I look at delegating tasks. Is it a part of their job description? Is it a part of their responsibility? And if so, I expect them to do it. And so should you. So the next opportunity that I look for when it comes to delegating is this person an ambitious person? Because some people, they are fulfilling their job description and they have more capacity and they want to go and grow or they want to acquire new skill sets. And if that's the case, then I definitely am going to have a conversation with them or a discussion with them about taking on some additional tasks. Okay. So that's where you can also look at delegating tasks. If this is someone who wants to move forward, they want to learn a new skill set, and there is opportunity for them to do so. Or even if you say, you know what, this person will probably be really good at doing this or taking on this task. And if they're in agreement with it and they have the capacity to handle it, then go ahead and give them the chance and delegate that out as well. So another time that I will delegate tasks to individuals is if I actually need help. So in my current business, there are a couple of tasks that I take on that I know that I am not innately wired to do them. I had to learn how to do them. I have gotten better at them, but they are just not my skill set. And really, I know what I'm strong in. And so it's better for me to focus on the areas that I'm strong in and hire out or outsource those things that I need to have help with. So the same thing should apply with you and your team, where if it's something that you know you just are not good at and you probably will never be good at it, like you might be able to get by with it. But if it's something where you will just never be at the creme de la creme level of it because it's just not your skill set, then go ahead and get someone to help you with that. Go ahead and delegate that task, because better than you struggling at it at a level 5, why not hire someone who's a natural level 10, right? That's a no-brainer. So another time that I will delegate a task to someone is if they are competent in it. And again, that kind of leads to the last thing I mentioned. So I know that I am a naturally analytical person. So you give me some data, you need to find some trends, you need to be able to see what's happening. Honey, I am on that. That is my strength. That is one of my strengths, right? However, when it comes to creative tasks, I can do that. I can get by, but am I naturally creative? Not necessarily. I can do enough to get by, but I have like family members that can come up with something creative, or friends or people that I've outsourced things to that are super creative, and they can come up with things that I could never imagine because my brain doesn't work that way. But theirs works that way naturally. So why not hire someone to do that? Why not outsource that to someone else so that someone can help me? So I'm talking about what I'm doing, but I want you to apply it to what you're doing. What is it that you are naturally not able to just do? It takes you longer. Like, why not hire somebody that can just do that for you? Like, save yourself some time, save yourself some energy, some stress. You know, they love doing it. They're good at it. Why not? hand it over to them, right? So now I want to know in the comments, let me know what task you know you need to delegate to someone. What's a task that you know that you definitely need to stop doing and you need to give it to someone else on your team or in your business or even outsource it to someone else to do? Let me know in the comments. And just as a bonus, one of the things I want to add that is super important when it comes to leadership is being self-aware. The more self-aware you are as a leader, the more success you're going to have as a leader. And even that applies to employees, that applies to if you're in a family. I hope that you have family members, whether it's people in your household or extended family. But whenever you are working with people or around people or having to interact with people, the more self-aware you are, it's not saying you're self-conscious to the point where you're like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? You don't want to be hypersensitive, but you want to be self-aware. You want to know what you're good at. You want to know what you're not good at, because everyone has something that they're great at and everyone has things that they're not great at. And that's the beauty of people and humanity. It's like where one person has a strength, another person has a weakness, but we can help, supplement the strengths and the weaknesses of others, which is really, really, really nice. And it's something that helps us to be able to be interdependent, because that's one of the things I talk about. So when we are self-aware, we know that there are just some things that we can rock out. Like, you give me a problem, you have a big problem that needs to be solved and you have no solution. That's something I can naturally do. But I want to know, what is it that you can naturally do? Like, think about that. What is it that you're naturally good at? And then think about the things that you're not naturally good at. And those are the things that you want to outsource. Okay. So I hope that this video has helped you. And if you are not sure or certain if you are on the right track as a leader, I want you to go ahead and get my new leader checklist. And in that, I give you different categories to look at to see if you are on the right track as a leader. And remember, I am a person who has led more than 18 teams, right? So I have been leading for a while and I'm a successful leader. I can tell you 99.999% of the leadership positions that I found myself in, and here how I'm saying I found myself in, didn't apply for them. I think there were like 2 jobs, but they came with having to work with groups, like automatically that's a part of it. But it wasn't like I was like, ooh, I want this promotion, or ooh, I want this. Like, literally, I have been asked to take on like 99.9% of the positions that I've taken on. Okay. So what I want to say is I'm good at leading. And so I want to be able to help you to know what you need to do to be successful. So definitely check out that new leader checklist and see if you're on the right track. And if not, now you will know what you need to focus on. Also, when you sign up for the new leader checklist, I send out a weekly email with a newsletter, and it has leadership tips inside of it. And it also has the YouTube video that comes out every week. That's also included in that as well as any updates that I need to provide to anyone. So I hope that that helps. If you need anything or have any questions, drop a comment. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye.